Howdy there. Hey, it's Jean-Marc, and I am talking to you today about the findings that I realized after I spent hundreds of dollars and hours on Craigslist ads. And now, the truth about using Craigslist ads to grow your practice or small business is not what it seems. Also, it's not as free or as simple as you might think. So, here is the thing about Craigslist ads. I started with them a little while back. What am I saying? Not a little while back, a couple years back. And I had fallen into the marketing myth that marketing had to be very expensive, marketing had to be hard to do. So I knew about Craigslist and knew how free it was. So I said, why not use Craigslist? Sounds like a decent idea, right? Not really. I will make the caveat if you happen to be like some of my friends in the personal training, personal beauty, perhaps the cleaning spaces, or you're in the home appliance spaces, residential cleaning, things like this. If you end up working in these industries, then Craigslist just might be the route. But you have to understand the mindset of the person that goes into Craigslist. This is a person that would have put their ad in the local newspaper back in the day. So if you're not in these sort of niche industries, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you try to use Craigslist for your advertising time. But let's talk about what I found doing all this Craigslist ads, because I did it for myself and I did it for others. Big reveal right now, we made $0 in revenue based off of these Craigslist ads. So I'm just going to throw that out there. First thing you got to know about what I experienced is that Craigslist skews towards cheap customers and clicks. So, again, if you're not in those industries I previously mentioned, Craigslist is going to be a tough slog for you, because here you are on the same place where people are selling their used cars or the used appliances, and you're trying to offer top-notch high quality services, hopefully, so you can eat every month. The problem is people are not in this mindset. I learned this by doing hundreds of ads on Craigslist, trying to offer a this generous free offer, and these people loved to take of my time and get information from me, but as far as buying, they weren't going to do it. Next up about Craigslist, you got to understand is that the only way to make a splash is with volume. The thing is, Craigslist is like many other sites. If you only have one page or one ad in one spot on your site, I mean, who the heck is going to see it? Think of how big the internet, or even how big your local city is. I believe in Denver area, we have over 2 million people in the greater Denver area. And note that people in the surrounding areas are going to be putting all their ads into the main city. So you have millions of people that are going on this site, perhaps, and they're looking for all sorts of things. What are the chances they're going to see your specific? So volume is the name of the game. But here's the thing, and what makes Craigslist so much fun, it's that Craigslist does not enjoy multiple posts. They actively discourage it. And they do this through their site through a little trick called phone verification. Now, phone verification works if you are just that local person looking to sell your couch, or you're that local person just looking to get rid of a coffee grinder. But if you're in business, you know you got to hit up multiple prospects. And Craigslist, in different ways, tries to share with you this is not the place to advertise your business. They're really trying to make that clear for folks. But anyhow, me being very staunch and bullish on Craigslist, I said, sure, I'm going to put volume out there. And so here's the thing: after you try to hammer Craigslist with your multiple posts, first off, Craigslist will remove them. they'll try their best through their different phone verification gates and just random searches. Also, you have, unbeknownst to you, there are a lot of jealous sellers in your category, no matter what it is. I was doing marketing and I'm thinking, oh, it's not going to be full of marketers on Craigslist. There are. Whatever you're doing, there are folks out there doing it, and they will actively flag your stuff, meaning they will mark it as something to remove because it's offensive or something. It's just their way of killing the competition. And there's even software that you can use, probably the only Craigslist software that works, that allows you to flag these posts in a category. And so they're pressing a button, and all day long, you're spending your time putting up these ads because it's not simple to do, it's not easy. And you spend all this time putting up ads, and they just get removed after just a few minutes. It's pretty frustrating. So this all led me to turn to some skilled freelancers out there. If you look for them on your typical sites, maybe your Fivers, your Upworks, maybe you can find someone that knows how to do Craigslist posting. It's specifically, they have to know how to do Craigslist posting and figure out how to keep your posts up. Now, I found folks that could do this, and I was able to keep my posts up there for a unholy amount of time. But again, you have the same problem. You end up getting the cheap clicks and the cheap bargain bin minded customers. And here's another thing, I mentioned this in the post, is that when it comes to selling, really there are two kinds of leads. When you break it down at the end of the day, I know people don't like to do there's only two kinds of things out there, but this is super true. And if you've been in business for any amount of time, you know what I'm talking about. There are two kinds of leads: those that want to pay you what you're worth, and those that want to complain. It's really it. Two kinds of leads, and price is such BS. The other day, actually, not the other day, yesterday, for example, I had a person who had reached out to me a while back. He wanted to get on a training package. He's like, Jean-Marc, I want to get on a training package, and I offered it to him at that time. It was, what I felt was a decent rate. I offered it to him. He was complaining about price. Oh, I don't know if I can afford it. Didn't get back to me for months, but I let him know. I said, dude, if you try to get back on this package in the future, I would have raised the price. Because, yeah, it's just something I needed to do. I need to raise the price on the thing. I was going to double, almost triple the price on it. Who purchases from me yesterday? The same person that complained about the original price. And so it's never a price issue, it's a value issue, but that's a topic for another time. Moving on about Craigslist, let's see what we got. We have my favorite, and I believe the last tip is that all Craigslist software sellers are liars. They're all liars. It doesn't matter who you're reaching out to about Craigslist software, they're all liars, except your freelance people, and that's going to be because they are caged into their little freelance systems. I mean, those freelance systems, y'all, are pretty tight. They do not want you to even talk about the word money. If you mention, for example, on Fiverr, if you mention the word cash or money or pay, a little ping just comes up in all red, says, you should stick to the site for paying your freelancers. Yo, they are on it. They are not trying to allow free communication that way, which is essentially helpful because sellers can't screw you as well. But for your Craigslist software sellers, there's no legitimate place that takes them, so they have their website set up. This looks like Web 1.0 sites, the ones with the little pirates dancing on them. It was like, hit the pirate for $500. Remember that when the internet was like brand spanking new and you thought email was the coolest thing? If you remember that. But anyhow, that's what it looks like. Shady, 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 shady. Triple shady. Dude and dudettes selling some shady stuff to y'all. And of course, I paid these people for Craigslist software and they robbed me. It's amazing. I couldn't have seen it coming from a crappy site. So these are the things I found out when I was using Craigslist for trying to grow my business. At the end of the day, stay off Craigslist if you're trying to promote your business, if it's not a cleaning company, if you are not selling appliances, if it's not based on quick turnaround transactions, if you're not just going to flip coffee grinders and sell to people, then find other ways. And we have my favorite platform, which is LinkedIn. You have over 660 million professionals on there. You have people that are looking actively for solutions to the problems. So stick there. Find the right people. Don't go looking for love in the wrong places when it comes to your business. All right? I'll talk to you later. This has been Jean-Marc talking about what I learned spending hundreds of dollars and hours on Craigslist ads. Take it easy.